Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Antony is set to complete his Manchester United medical today. Manchester United have agreed an 85 million deal to sign Antony from Ajax. Manchester United will pay a guaranteed 80.75 million and another 4.25 million in add-ons. Antony will sign a contract with Man United until June 2027 with an option of a further year. So Antony will be Manchester United's fifth summer signing and could be in line to make his debut against Leicester City on Thursday. Don't forget, Antony was recently dropped from Ajax's squad in Ajax's game against Utrecht. Not so long ago, Ajax rejected a €90 million bid from Man United for Antony. But yet Antony went on strike quite a few times with Ajax to force a move to Man United. Antony was under contract with Ajax until 2025. You know, Manchester United have now spent over £200 million in this summer transfer window. So the players we signed Tyrell Malacia from Feyenoord. We signed Christian Eriksen on a free transfer. When Christian Eriksen officially signed, he signed a 3-year contract. We got Lisandro Martinez from Ajax in a deal worth 57 million. We signed Casemiro from Real Madrid. Man United got him in a deal worth up to 70 million. Man United paid an initial fee of 60 million with 10 million in add-ons. Casemiro did sign a 4-year contract with an option of an additional year. Don't forget, Casemiro came on and made his debut in Man United's 1-0 win against Southampton last weekend. And not so long ago, he bid farewell to Real Madrid. And of course, Man United are on the verge of signing Antony. Not long now until the transfer window shuts. Yesterday, I gave you the news on Martin Dubravka. He said that Martin Dubravka has agreed personal terms with Manchester United. He's hoping for Newcastle to agree and let him go. Man United are offering 5 million as a loan fee. Newcastle prefer a permanent sale. Let me put into the equation that Manchester United have let a lot of players go over the years. We've let a lot of players go this year. Earlier on this year, Cavani left Manchester United on a 3 transfer. I'm hearing now that Cavani's reached an agreement with Valencia on a 2-year deal. Juan Mata left Manchester United on a 3 transfer. Jesse Lingard left on a 3 when his contract expired at Man United. Lingard went to Nottingham Forest. Man United loaned Ethan Laird out to QPR. Recently loaned Eric Bailly out to Marseille. Loaned Alex Telles out to Sevilla. Well, I knew Telles was going to be leaving when Man United got Tyrell Malacia. Man United sold Andres Pereira. We let Matic go on a 3. Matic went to Roma, so he's reuniting with Jose Mourinho. We let Pogba go on a free for the second time when his contract expired earlier on this year. Pogba did make a return to Juventus. We saw Dean Henderson go out on loan to Nottingham Forest. Lee Grant left earlier on this year. So there you go, and quite a few young players left. And certainly more players are on their way out of the club. I think Manchester United definitely need to get rid of Harry Maguire because he's not good enough to represent the club. We look far superior when Harry Maguire is dropped. And Maguire's been dropped for the last 2 games, and Man United have won the last 2 games. Don't forget, the other week Chelsea made an inquiry about signing Harry Maguire from Man United, but then it said Man United blocked Chelsea's efforts to sign Maguire. Maguire is Man United's captain, and I've said so many times we need to take the captaincy off him. Revert back to last season, the vast majority of Man United fans were demanding for the captaincy to be taken off Maguire. I told you I think the captaincy should be given to Bruno Fernandes. Maybe even De Gea. Maguire's been at Man United for around 3 years. He's under contract with Man United till 2025. We paid around £80 million for him. We overpaid for him. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment. Phil Jones, we need to get rid of him, but now I heard he's not going to be leaving this year. Jones is not one of Man United's first choice centre-halves. He's endured around 11 years or so at the club, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. His contract at the club expires next year. One point he was out of a knee injury for a while. Axel Tuanzebe, I heard now he's not leaving. He'll probably leave next year. You know, last season he was out on loan with Aston Villa. He's endured 3 loan spells with Aston Villa. Brandon Williams, I heard now he's not leaving. You know, he doesn't get in the team. He's been out of injury recently. Last season he was out on loan with Norwich. Luke Shaw, I think next year he could possibly leave Manchester United because Luke Shaw's now lost his place in the team. You know, Terrell Malacia is our first choice left back. Luke Shaw, he is a good left back, but he's injury prone, which is a concern. He also was injury prone when he was at Southampton. The best season Luke Shaw endured was the season before last. He's endured around 9 years or so at the club, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Shaw's contract at the club expires next year. I've got to say that Wan-Bissaka's definitely on his way out of the club. You know, there's no way back for him now in the team because Diego Dalot is our first choice right back. Under Eric Ten Hag, Dalot was also our first choice right back under Ralph Rangnick. But Wan-Bissaka, as you all know, I've got my strong reservations about him. You know, he's not that good at attacking. He's not that good at crossing. His positioning's not all that good. But there again, on the other side of things, I think defensively, Wan-Bissaka is good. Manchester United got him from Crystal Palace in a deal worth 50 million. I reckon Manchester United could still sell Antony Martial. Martial, of course, missed the 1-0 win against Southampton with injury. He did come on in Man United's 2-1 win against Liverpool last Monday night, and he provided the assist for Marcus Rashford's second goal, so he made an instant impact. Martial, of course, missed Man United's first 2 league games of the season through injury. Revert back to pre-season, Martial did very well to his credit. Last season, he was out on loan with Sevilla. You know, Martial's under contract with Man United until 2024. He's been at the club now for around 7 years. Told you the best season he enjoyed was his debut season under Louis van Gaal. Cristiano Ronaldo, got to say he's on his way out of the club. Not so long ago, he said Sporting Lisbon were reportedly on the verge of signing Cristiano Ronaldo. He said that Ronaldo to Sporting Lisbon was 99% done. If Ronaldo was to go to Sporting Lisbon, it would be his second spell with them, because Ronaldo's already enjoyed one spell with Sporting Lisbon. Well, he began his playing career at Sporting Lisbon. I heard that Ronaldo's been offered to Napoli, Marseille have been linked to him, Borussia Dortmund have been linked to him. In general, a number of clubs have been in for him. Don't forget, prior to the Southampton game, it said that Erik ten Hag ruthlessly axed Ronaldo in front of the Man United squad after a 2-hour showdown. Ronaldo will soon reveal the truth about his future. Don't forget, he got cautioned over the mobile phone incident. Revert back to last season, Ronaldo appeared to smash an Everton fan's phone. Ronaldo's contract at Man United expires next year. There is an option of an additional year, and Manchester United re-signed Ronaldo last year from Juventus, so he has been his second spell at Man United. Ronaldo, since he re-signed, has got 18 goals in the Premier League. He has 24 goals in all competitions. Fred, I think he'll leave the club, but not until next year. As you all know, I've got my strong reservations about Fred. Fred has played a lot of games alongside Scott McTominay in the centre midfield, and quite clearly they do not complement each other. You know, we got Fred in a deal worth 50 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. Lindelof, think he's another one that's on his way out, but not until next year. Lindelof's not one of our first choice centre-halves. He was no longer one of our first choice centre-halves when Manchester United signed Rafael Varane from Real Madrid. So, there you go. Manchester United have played 4 games in the league so far. Obviously, Man United lost the first 2 league games, but Man United have won their last 2 league games. You know, reflecting on the win against Southampton, it was the first time Man United had won away since February. Erik ten Hag, you know, I think he's going to do a good job at Manchester United. I think he will make Manchester United competitive. Obviously, revert back to the first 2 league games, Erik ten Hag was getting prejudged by the vast majority of Man United fans. I didn't prejudge him at all. But certainly ten Hag deserves credit for the last 2 games. You know, I like the way he's approached the games, and I think he's tactically got it spot on. You know, ten Hag is aware that he's got big expectations to exceed at Manchester United, and don't forget, this is the first ever time he's experienced managing in the Premier League, and the Premier League is totally different to the Dutch league. You know, if ten Hag this season can get Man United a top 4 finish and he can win as a trophy, you can say, you know, that's a good season, because obviously that would be on his first season as Man United manager, then obviously build from that. And let me put into the equation, ten Hag is inheriting Deadwood at Man United. You know, a lot of these players are not his. you got to admire what Ten Hag did when he was at Ajax, because when he was at Ajax he won Eredivisie titles, he won Dutch Cups, and revert back to 2019 he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. In the past, Ten Hag has managed Utrecht, Bayern Munich's reserves and go-ahead Eagles. But he's Man United's 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. He's under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of an additional year. Also at Man United, we've got Mitchell van der Gag and Steve McLaren. They're working alongside Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag was the one that recommended them in. We've got Benny McCarthy at the club. Richard Arnold, he's our CEO. He replaced Ed Woodward when Woodward resigned. We've got John Murtaugh, he's our director of football. The Glazers, of course, are still at Manchester United. The Glazers have owned Man United for around 17 years now. They've owned the club since 2005. They bought the club for just 500 million. Before the Liverpool game last Monday night, the vast majority of Man United fans were protesting against the Glazers. The protesting's been happening now for quite some time. Don't forget, he said the Glazer family are open to selling a minority stake in Manchester United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to buy Man United. Not so long ago, Elon Musk joked about buying Man United. And a few weeks ago, it said Michael Knighton was preparing a bid to buy the club from the Glazer family. And a few weeks ago now, Sir Alex Ferguson came back to Manchester United in an advisory role. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Later on today I'll be giving you my preview for Manchester United's game against Leicester. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.